Now to growing concerns about the deadly coronavirus officially hitting the U.S. Officials now say more than 400 people have been sickened and 9 people have died.
Without a huge national effort to halt the growth of this virus, there will come a moment when no health service in the world could possibly cope.
Governor Baker announcing yesterday that they will remain closed for the rest of the school year. But parents and educators worry about what it means for students and their education.
We're looking at how the pandemic is affecting diverse communities economically and medically. And this morning, we're focusing on disparities, in particular in healthcare. As coronavirus cases spike in much of the country, rates of infection, hospitalizations, and deaths are higher for minorities. Black Americans make up 13% of the U.S. population, but account for 23% of coronavirus deaths.
Good afternoon. We're coming on the air now with breaking news in the killing of George Floyd, who died on Memorial Day. There you see him right there. His death, his cries, "I can't breathe," sparking protests across the country.
Overnight, nationwide unrest.
We don't want to loot. That's not what we out here for. But we do want justice and we want equality. And if we don't get that, we're going to be out here.
Deputies dispersed the crowd with pepper spray.
Soon after that, police began to fire off flashbangs to disperse the crowd that had gathered here. And it's important to note, guys, that the people who gathered here for this massive demonstration, they were peaceful.
The message is we're peaceful, and it reflects on black people.
Breaking news now in the latest U.S. unemployment numbers. A quarter of American workers have now applied for unemployment benefits since mid-March, when the coronavirus pandemic escalated in the country.
Welcome back, everyone. Justice is deciding by a 6-3 vote that Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 does, in fact, protect LGBTQ workers from workplace discrimination.
This is a landmark decision. It definitely is for LGBTQ people all across this country.
Another very busy night of news, and the images coming in tonight are just devastating. Millions of Americans suffering the effects of Hurricane Laura, one of the strongest hurricanes ever to strike that part of the country.
Supreme Court Associate Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg has died at the age of 87. Just weeks before the start of the court's fall session, and in the shadow of a presidential election now just 45 days away.
In an extraordinary move today, a federal judge ordering the Postal Service to do an Election Day sweep of some facilities for ballots after reports of a mail slowdown, including in key battlegrounds like Michigan, Florida, and Pennsylvania.
More than 22.5 million Americans have already voted early. Incredible, and historic voter turnout keeps getting even bigger.
Jubilant crowds gathered outside the U.S. Supreme Court. Many here are so-called dreamers, the children of undocumented immigrants who are now assured of the right to residence for the foreseeable future.
History in the making. Kamala Harris has shattered one of the last glass ceilings in America.
First woman, first black person, first South Asian American person to be elected vice president of the United States.